The relationship of mathematics to the understanding of human nature is a concept that is not easily grasped initially. There is substantial documentation and sufficient theoretical principles to explain this relationship. Mankind has been seeking an understanding of himself or herself, seeking to understand the relationship to life in its allness. The understanding of human nature has not been brought to a scientific level, a measurable level in tangible ways. The Kabbalian philosophy, through the life training analysis program, brings you an understanding of how you may measure human potential, how you may measure the qualities of mental development, and to utilize the principle of mathematical measurement to create the success in personal development. What is man's purpose in life? It is related to the development of his mind. The more progressive and developed the mind becomes, the freer it becomes of self, the broader its perspective becomes, and the more universal in understanding. And therefore, any understanding of mind must be able to relate human mind to the entire principle of life. What is mathematics? Mathematics is a symbol of measurement. And there are different forms of mathematical symbology, be it Roman numerals, Arabic numerals, or whatever. The principle of mathematics is in measuring or identifying progressive steps or changes in growth, or you might say evolution. From 1 to 9 shows a series of steps, one in sequence after the other. And if you look at that chart, very beginning, where there are a number of dots, and relating one dot to the number 1 or the first position, 2 dots to the second position, and so on. You see an increment of 1 dot over the series of 9 changing positions. That's growth, that's change, but each step is different from the prior step. Let us take the piano as an example. If we play the scale on the keyboard, we have tonal changes, each tone changing in vibrational level, A being 440 cycles per second, and each progressing up the scale till we have completed the range of that scale. Each tone is distinct, each tone is different from the prior tone by a change in frequency. They're individual notes, and as you listen to them, as they go up the scale, each tone shows a progression of quality. Again, mathematical energies in sequential order. Let us now think of the atomic scale, and from the simple hydrogen atom with its singular proton, neutron, and electron, right through the progression of atomic elements, we see increases in electrons and the nucleus relative to a progressive change. And each one is a step in growth, each one distinct and individual, and each one a symbol of mathematical progression. Let us look for a moment at this key chart, which shows the relationship between the mathematical positions and the alphabetical symbols. A is always in the first position. B follows in the second position. And so as you can see, we have laid out from A to Z in a sequence of mathematical positions from 1 to 9. 10 reduces to 1, 11 reduces to 2, and 12 reduces to 3. And so the basic 9 positions is the principle of measurement as applied to name and language. What is human mind? Can you identify or relate human mind in any way outside of language? Whenever you think of mind and try to relate anything mental, it's brought down to a language. Because mind can only express through the symbolism of alphabets. In ours, it's A, B, C, D, or alpha, beta, gamma, delta, A, beta, whichever language one is dealing with, but they become the vehicles. As a pianist must have a piano to play, so a mind must have a language to function through. And what is it about language that it gives it this ability or this power? It is the mathematical sequence of those particular symbols. A is the first symbol, B is the second symbol, C is the third symbol, and so on. When you think of, or hear, or write the letter A, you are expressing an intelligent level or quality of understanding. Just as if you hit A on the piano, you produce a tonal value related to the first quality or the first step in musical vibration. And when you use the letter B, you get a second level or a different quality of conscious understanding. So the power in any language, in every language, is the mathematical position of the chosen symbols. When children go to school, the first things they learn basically are how to count from 1 and up and their particular alphabet. In our case, from A to Z, or A to Z, whatever you wish to call it. And in this basis, they are given the tools. As a pianist is taught to play scales, learning the notes and the relationship of how to use those notes on the piano to then produce compositions. And so we must learn the symbols and the words of our language in order to express intelligently. And so the relationship between mathematics and language is the position of the symbol. It's the fact that the position is always in the same position. If I ask you, where is the letter F? You know immediately that it's not at the first, it's not at the end, it comes after the E and before the G. Its position is definite. And if you say, what is the tone of C? You can hit that key on the piano, or if you are sufficiently capable, you can sing that note, and it is precise. It's higher than B, but its frequency is not as high as D. It's precise. And so what I'm saying is that each symbol of every alphabet expresses a particular value that is related to mind. Now, when we relate mind and language, we find there is one significant relationship to every living person. That's their name. Have you ever known anyone that hasn't been named? A name is the identification, the personalization, and the awakening power of each living being. It is when a baby is named that the spark of life is given expression. And it is from this attachment of the name that the mind develops. And the mind takes on the qualities of each energy, of the mathematical qualities of the letters of the name, and it creates an overall quality, just as notes on the piano combined create an overall chord. We're going to teach you how to understand the relationship of mathematics, language, and name. Who are you? And what can you say? But my name is whatever your name is. You don't say, I'm nobody. You are your name, and your name is you. And so you will now discover how to measure name, how to understand human personality, how to understand the qualities of people.